Hi and welcome to Geekology. I'm David.
I'm Sven.
And tonight we're watching Star Trek Discovery Episode 4. You're watching the reaction version. This is where we watch the episode, we pause it in between so we can discuss anything that we thought was interesting, and then we're going to replay. Why pause it, you might ask? It's because we get so caught up in chatting we miss shit. We can't do that. It doesn't scan well. Why didn't we do that for Episode 3? We did. But the camera was all the way over there and I used an exterior mic. What happened to the mic, Sven?
It didn't work.
It didn't work. So now you get to see our close-up, shiny heads. Look at the light, look at the light. Right, so...
And at the end of this you might have some recovered footage from last week, which I tried to put together, but there ain't much.
Right, so, here we go.
Be stripped of rank and hereby sentenced to imprisonment.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I hate this court scene. It's complete BS. Does not fit in with my version of Star Trek.
Quite. Or Starfleet.
Yeah, okay.
Klingon court, maybe.
Yeah.
The only other female Michael I ever heard of was the mutiny.
Still like that uniform.
So, is our new guest settled in?
We
come in peace.
Shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill. It's about as classic Trek as it goes.
Yeah, well, yeah. Again with that, I'm fine with this. I'm all good. Okay, go on. Although, if we're gonna bitch, what is with the techie lines? Did the guy who designed the force field watch Tron once too often?
Possibly.
Also, here's a question you probably already know the answer to. Some of these Klingons with the really overly ornate armour, because, you know, I do groove with some of the people who are bitching about that. It is over ornate. Have little
it's ceremonial armour, to be fair.
In that case, every Klingon we've seen thus far wears ceremonial armour. But they have little jewels on the tip of the things around the neck. Some do, some don't, if you look at them.
Ranking.
The jewels are ranking.
Well, it's not official ranking. It was like the Kumva has it because he's the Messiah, essentially.
No, but he's not the only one. Some of the others do as well. And I just wondered if
it's probably because it's religious cult, essentially.
Okay. Pretty. How much is their special effects budget again?
Well, the budget is $8.5 million an episode. You can see where it's going. Let's be honest. I mean, this has got to be this has got to hold up in HDR and 4K. Yeah. So.
Uniform synthesis is complete.
That's
wow.
nice.
That's cool.
That's nice. It's the first time we've seen a stitching line in it. Mind you, it's the first time we got to see one of these in bright bleeding light. They seem to shoot this thing in the dark.
You were in the shower when the ping went off and that's how...
Sorry, I've got to pause it. That's needlessly showy.
What? The mirror?
The mirror.
We can do. You can
needlessly showy.
You can go and buy that tech from the CES show this year.
Needlessly showy.
Yeah, maybe.
Clothes, so I thought, I'll save you.
But it's old ancient tech on this point.
Yes, less extraneous words. It's not going to show until you open it.
She is fun.
She's becoming a fan favourite pretty rapidly.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Burnham, Michael.
You know pot plants?
Hmm.
You think they coat the bottom of the plant pot in something so the next time the ship does that, the plant doesn't automatically slide straight off the table?
What, you mean like rubber?
Yeah, but something maybe a bit more...
Anti-slip. High friction.
Just I mean, don't get me wrong, so like a book and a notebook, yeah, but fair enough, but breakables.
Now, Discovery is now the only Starfleet ship with a displacement-activated spore hub.
Again with the let's have a big alien.
When it's up and running.
If you were the captain of a starship and you had an aversion to light changes, would you really want to walk down a corridor and only have the next section light up just before you would get to it? Surely you'd have it.
Yeah. Unless, is it following him?
No, I don't think
to
so.
keep the ambient level like where he is the same.
Isn't that also a thing? The lighting in this show annoys me because TNG, everything was lit. That's it. There's lots of darkness in this in multiple.
Power saving mode because they're at war.
I'll accept that.
I study war. And this is where I hone my craft.
This is from a man that was
Try
petting
to
a
learn from the
trigger.
best. Okay.
If you want to wipe out a few Klingon planets, that's how you do it. Throwing a drill.
So you're annoying.
One will do.
Yes, I think I find uniquely.
They don't have to almost yet.
You've met once before.
Why do I have a sneaky suspicion that about 50% of the fans immediately just got really annoyed with the show?
But again, they're forgetting that the Federation before TOS,
It was military.
especially during the war against the Klingons. Some people are going, well, it was never like this between the Klingons and the Federation in TOS. We weren't at war in TOS. They were in a standoff position. They had
Already done the war.
and they had basically with the neutral zone. They had
Rules for engagement.
yeah.
They were trying to avert a war. Well,
It was basically little skirmishes, wasn't it? It wasn't
Yeah,
a case
it was
of
never-
you had 20 ships versus 20 ships. It was one ship versus one ship.
because they didn't have so many millions to play with the special effects budget. I tell you what though, I agree with him. Find out what it is, find out how I can use it. Yeah, I have no issue with that.
If you're a military commander, like for instance, I don't know, Garth the Vizar, that's what you
But
do.
the thing is, even if you're there is no reason you can't have a military commander in charge of a science vessel. He'd actually be very good.
But adding a
You'd be
balance
afraid
back,
to give
isn't it?
him a report late.
Yeah.
God, the new Klingons really are ugly. How many years is this set in the future?
Well, it's 2256.
And yet Siri sounds just as jittery there as she does right now. The speech method for the computer, they've definitely gone for the we are keeping it artificial sound.
Oh yeah,
rather
but
than
it's
a
got
more
to
fluid.
but it's got to flow into TOS, hasn't it? And that never sounded.
Oh God, no! Of course it didn't.
No, but I mean, this is the thing. Do you know who the actress is who's providing the voice?
You know how terrible I am with names.
It's one of the.
I could have met her a dozen times and I still wouldn't know.
She was in TNG season 1 as the Vulcan trying to get into the academy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We can deal with Lorca's
She's a
little
good
monster.
actress.
How do you know it's a monster? That's what we're gonna do.
See, the thing is, nothing's sitting right because it doesn't feel Starfleet to her, does it?
What do you mean sitting right?
Well, she's riling against the whole war effort thing, isn't she? She's brought up on Vulcan. She's allied herself to the principles of United Federation of Planet and Starfleet. So every time she's being pushed into doing something that doesn't align with that, it's rankling her.
Okay, see, I didn't get that.
It's the facial expressions. It's basically she's going, I've got to do what now?
No, see, I literally took it as her explaining to somebody that isn't understanding. Listen, I took that. I wasn't taking it as Michael being rankled. I was taking it as Michael just going, you don't appear to understand this situation. You are analysing it. She's brought up on Vulcan, so she's trying to look at it as an intellectual.
Yeah.
Where the other character, whose name...
Commander Landry.
Thank you.
It's basically said you've got to turn it into a weapon. That's what's rankling her. It's the fact that she's got to turn it into a weapon. It's obvious from her facial expression.
Okay. See, I wasn't taking it as her being rankled by the order wasn't the thing that I think she's been rankled with. It's she's going, listen, this thing is it's not a warrior.
Yeah.
It's a chilled sort of creature. You're just not understanding it. And that's me. You're just not understanding it.
No, I'm understanding it fine.
so-
Well, I'm talking about her reaction to
I don't-
Landry, not the actual creature.
No, I know, but I'm. It's yeah. I think me and you are interpreting her reaction to Landry in different ways. See, I'm just going with that. She's trying to get her to calm the fuck down and see the reality of her situation, where Landry is trying to do the exact same thing but in reverse.
Well, I didn't realize you were eating, Captain.
Magnetic shield.
Corvan 2 generates 40% of the Federation.
Ooh,
Old school.
old school Federation logo. Woohoo!
Quite.
Star lithium.
Pipeline's cut off, that's it.
That neutral
Moving
zone
on to
doesn't
ambush
appear
the
to have
blockade that was
changed.
protecting the colony, and now
You noticed it was a house core.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. So,
the fact that it said on screen.
yeah. Cool. So, Cole's son technically should be core. Just so we got that clear. Whether he's going to run into the augment virus at some point, he's going to have to. But, yeah. See how that goes, shall we? A lot of people have been moaning about the fact that the Klingons ate Georgia.
Why?
I don't know. It's like they've completely forgotten the "we'll dine on the heart of our enemies" and all that kind of Klingon stuff.
I did catch some talk of people bitching about where the bridge is on the starship, and how Battlestar Galactica had it right because the bridge was one of the most heavily protected things on the starship on the ships.
Forgetting why the bridge is where it is.
Well, you see, I actually agree. On the one hand, for Battlestar Galactica, I completely agree. The bridge needs to be there.
Yeah.
Federation ships, I'm very happy with them being on top. Technically, it should be one of the heaviest protected. It should be in the centre of the source section, buried underneath tons of...
But that wouldn't work with the way the technology upgrades work in the Federation.
It totally would. The only reason that the bridge is on the top of a starship is because Gene was a military man and naval vessels in the American fleet. Bridge really high up so you can see everything.
Well, the bridge on the Shenzhou is on the bottom.
On the bottom, I know. It's so you can see
in
shit.
universe, it's so you could take the bridge off and then get the computer core out and replace everything, wasn't it? And switch out bridge modules and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to switch out a bridge module if it's in the centre of the saucer.
Yeah, again with this, so you shouldn't need to do that. But
Well,
yeah,
but
it's
always-
a nice
they're,
idea.
They're always
It's-
refitting and upgrading things. It's like in the Navy.
as I said,
They
I have no issue
Why
with the
see
bridge
it?
being top, bottom, whatever.
Yeah.
But it did amuse me that people go, oh, technically, and it's like, well, technically.
I mean, how many times did the Constitution class have its bridge module swapped out?
that we know of.
Yeah, it's 5, 6.
Every time they
Including the
upgraded,
major
every
refit,
time they upgraded
the
ship.
systems, yeah.
But saying that, is it any harder to come in and strip a room and put new panels in?
Well, no,
I mean,
because the whole point was the fact you could just take the module off and replace it quickly. It's a quick refit option. It's like that's why starships are semi-modular, is so they can do things like that.
True.
So yeah, I don't think people remember that. It's like the people who go, "Why are there no battleships?"
That's because people haven't seen your Christmas present.
Why are there no battleships? Well, they're all battleships
They're all
when they're
battleships.
configured to be battleships. That's why they're all ships of the
Yeah,
line.
you know what? You know why though? I will defend bitchy fans at this stage. Classic Trek ships were the TNG onwards weren't quite so easily just take a bit off, put a new bit on, but the TNG
They were
ships
even
were designed.
more modular.
The TNG ships were designed more to be multifunctional to begin with.
Oh yeah.
So there
But-
wasn't really a need to take
it's
off
like
walking right.
The Galaxy
components of
class
the ship.
starships are activated for the Dominion War.
No, those things were.
40 to 60% of their internal volume was left empty for tactical systems.
Yeah.
So, and it's literally a case of
Crowbar
modules.
script writing lines, but yeah.
Then just basically you take modules out and you put different modules in. It's not rocket science.
You need to play Star Trek Trexels just a bit.
No, I really don't.
No, because that's exactly what it is. It's modularly. You can configure rooms. Oh, bugger, bugger, bugger!
What are you doing?
Spotting a hole in our cunning let's pause it plan. How
By
far
pressing
did
the
we
wrong button.
How far did we go forward?
I have
Frack.
no idea.
But yeah, people do lose their minds over some.
Quite some like people who are like going, well, we want to see the dreadnoughts. The 3 nacelle Federation classes. And that.
It'll be like that with a complete saucer section and a third nacelle. I do like the design of the ship, although the spinny thing is obviously a.
If it spins.
Well, we've seen it go round.
In a graphic.
Okay.
That might be something within this rather than
Shields are offline, standing by.
See, I took that as one of the modular, let's get this bit to the next power section.
Energy cavitation initiated.
What is that species meant to be?
It does spin.
There you go, it does.
Oh wow, okay.
Isn't it weird seeing the registry number move?
Okay, that's weird. Obviously this is a very, very, very dangerous piece of equipment to be using. Wow, that's good.
The sensors indicate external temperature.
Yes, I'd say that's a dangerous thing to be using.
So that's why we never see it again, because it's too damn dangerous to use.
Maybe they never perfect this. That's what we have pause for. Maybe they never perfect this technology. Maybe it turns out to be the Excelsior of its day.
Yes, exactly. It's a transwarp drive of its day.
And also, it would really frack with anybody complaining about how this doesn't fit in with the timeline, but it'll make these stories work.
Yeah.
Again, with that, I have no issue.
The inertial dampeners didn't react in time for that headbutt. Poor Stamets.
They really have got the humour balance. It is a pretty ship.
Clear up the gravitational well.
Did you see the computer graphics in the background for the alert?
Yeah.
They really do put lots of really nice nods in this.
Behavior. Understanding how it feels was not our mission.
There's a second reason why we might not have seen this type of drive, aside from the fact that, you know, it had never been written into the scripts. There's another reason why we might not have seen this drive used in the future. Equinox.
Mm.
Okay, they're microscopic, but they are technically still a life form, and the Federation is breeding them and killing them in order to move.
And we're not seeing any deaths of the spores.
That's why they have to interchange. I suppose they could be recharging the spores.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm going to assume it's not a
Because remember in the
happy
last
life.
episode they were put in and brought out again.
I'm just going to assume it's not a happy life for a spore.
Right, okay.
Captain needs to know how it fights and kills.
One point I would make is that the spores aren't sentient and the life forms they were using in Equinox were sentient.
Hang on. Maybe they're not sentient in a way that we understand it. We can see where they have been all over the galaxy.
Well, no, it's more of a network.
Yeah, I know, but unless you fully understand, I mean, supposing they're part of a great hive mind or something.
And the one thing that does come to mind actually about that last episode when the spores were around Michael is that felt very Iconian.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Maybe that's how the Iconian system works, is by using the spore network.
We're not letting him down.
Ow.
Hold still, or you'll wind up looking like a Tellarite.
Bloody Star Trek.
Gentlemen, every starship in the galaxy, including under Federation,
Well, look,
runs on
Netflix are paying for this.
We can't protect core value before the lives of others.
I really like him.
Well, you have some blood on your face.
Did you notice the time lag they put into the computer again?
No.
When he said, computer do a shipwide...
Yeah.
There
It was processing.
there was a time lag and then there was processing, there was a time lag and then he did it. It's nice. I like the fact they're putting that in.
Oh, it's
And
very classic.
that could have also, well, it is, but also it could be that, because the computer has responded quite quickly and fluidly to some things, so it could quite literally be, I'm processing a lot of shit right now, your voice command can wait a second. So I like that. That was a bit too quick.
If you say emergency transport, that overrides everything.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Ooh. The Medi screen is awesome.
Sound is awesome.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hate these uniforms.
Find a use for that creature. Don't let her death.
Hate's a strong word. Dislike them. Klingons know so much about Federation tech.
No, but they spent the last 6 months fighting them. Picked apart whatever's left of these ships across.
Why has the Federation left a starship?
It was abandoned.
Why wasn't it blown up? There's technical information on that ship. That's something I do like about the new Klingons.
What?
The double nasal passage.
Mm.
A great way of getting around the whole nose problem. Have your own nose and we'll stick this fake one on top, but we'll make it look as if it's part of the... that must make those a hell of a lot more comfortable to wear.
Well, yeah, a lot of the Klingons in the TNG era as well had sort of like an extra outer area, which was never a nostril. It was like it would become a disused feature that hadn't fully disappeared. So maybe that's it. Maybe that is a slight genetic throwback. Like, you know, the difference in people's fingernails these days.
I just think they went for it because it makes him look extra funky and he's probably a lot more
Well, yeah,
comfortable
there's
for the actor.
Yeah.
Although I would not want to be cosplaying as one of these new Klingons. Sheesh.
But it's interesting that because she's of two houses, one of them Tecumva, is that her ridges are much less pronounced than...
Yeah. It's one of the things I liked about the Romulan tech using quantum singularities as well. Let's have some tech that is completely different.
Received your message.
But I can't help notice that your threat gang are quiet now. Fascinating.
Nice.
You will fit in perfectly with Captain Orca.
Ooh. That was... Why open the thing the whole way? Why not just do the whole hole in the force field thing?
Because this isn't Kelvin Euro.
Oh yeah. That was a Kelvin thing, wasn't it? Yeah. Which in retrospect didn't make sense there, so yeah, did you? It amuses me that it's referred to as the Kelvin universe.
That was just it was because the Kelvin was destroyed and it shouldn't have been recorded. It's his food source, that's huge.
So we've got 28 different classic Trek fuck-up universes. Yeah, okay, that works. I don't think it's its food source. Look at the size of it. It can't be eating those things. Not unless they are incredibly...
Have you ever met a blue whale?
Look,
Yeah, but they eat tons of shrimp a day.
They don't eat shrimp.
Is it not shrimp? Or is
No,
it?
it's
Still eat shrimp. Never mind, yeah, go on.
well.
One of them eats
if
shrimp.
I think that's the whale shark, but it's plankton.
It is, it's plankton, yeah.
And that's the microscopic, most smallest.
the doors to
Yeah,
the
but
engineering
tons.
room were blown
Yeah,
outward.
but that doesn't mean it won't eat
Shatter
them.
pattern of the reaction cube. The phaser will only piss him off.
Think of it as a placebo for my...
Okay. I know it's childish. I know it's a silly thing. I like that she swears.
We may be looking at our new navigator.
You're going to have a real issue getting that thing into a uniform.
You'll just redesign the uniform for the creature.
The tech from the Glen is activating.
Oh, that looks happy. What's So they're torturing a Disney animal.
Is
Let's
anybody
never
not
get
ready?
this Starship trying to choose your shuffle music. It's a useful skill to have.
Targets 1 and 2 destroyed. Full stop.
Multiple Klingon vessels converging.
Oh, that's
All non-essential powers and
nice.
shields.
The birds are at 1,000 kilometers in
Torpedoes? Why don't you just fire those in them?
Because he's managed to take out more ships than he had torpedoes.
Okay. Unclocked that, fair enough.
You got the torpedoes hit each other.
Apparently we got very touchy-feely on starships, that helps. No harassment in the workplace there. At least we got away from booby female. I will wear this armour to protect my organs. Except for these two, because they're quite nice. Yeah, the ethics of it do seem to be coming into play a little bit more now. On the other hand, to win a war.
Oh, yeah.
Hi. It's probably none of my business.
I think that thing would have a snooze button.
My
right?
mother used to say.
One of the nice things about the higher definition of the recording for today's shows, you do get to see the imperfections in people's skins rather than the immaculate always. And I know it sounds like a really stupid thing to like, but I do like the fact that actors do now look more human. So the ship is structurally unsound. In the middle of a battlefield that everybody's fleeing and scared for their lives, but they send a rescue party on board, not for the dilithium crystals, not for the chamber, not for the computer core of a starship to make sure it doesn't fall into the other hands, but hey, let's take a telescope at the captain. I mean, okay, yes, the Klingon did say there's nothing over here that's of use, but I cannot feel that taking the telescope would have been someone's highest priority. Bearing in mind that even Picard went, thousands of year old fancy chess set. Ding! Oh, book of photos. So, you know, I'm just saying, on a par.
Oh, we don't know the story behind it, so.
Well, those are our weird ramblings. Thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube, and you can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. Live long and prosper.
Good night.
I do apologise for the technical function. The special effect you are seeing is not lens flare, it's actually just light bouncing off our heads. Two episodes in, officially very impressed.
Now we get to start it
Now we
properly.
get to see. This is the episode where we actually get to see Discovery, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire that bad boy up.
Do we want to do the intro first?
Fire the bad boy up.
Intro.
Oh,
Bloopers are going to be so long.
and so thick.
Sounds too good to be true.
It's bad news when we're quoting blooper reels in our blooper reel. Hi and welcome to Geekology. I'm David.
I'm Sven.
And you're joining us for the third episode of Star Trek Discovery. Woo! So, this is us before we've watched it. And you'll be joining us when we've finished. Stay tuned. How so cheesy. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Why did I do? I'm fucking losing my marbles. Come on then.
So all these people are now currently trying to figure out how YouTube gets untuned.
I'm about to turn it up because I'm officially going deaf in my old age.
Fun?
What? Has got a fantastic soundscape.
Previously on Star Trek Discovery. Contact Starfleet Command. Tell them we have engaged the Klingons. How did the
Claire watched this for the first time, and when we went into the eye shop, she went, "That's the reason we need a 4K HDR TV." And I went, "Yes, it is." This Sony one, OLED.
Sorry.
This is mutiny.
Move through. Tactical.
We're locked on.
Fire.
OLED's a good buy. I still love the plasma.
Trying to save all of you.
Captain.
I'd have an OLED and maybe the plasma move above it rather than the LCD. I might retire the LCD if I
I'll have to
get an
show
OLED.
you the reviews of this Sony OLED screen,
Kill him, you make
because it's making me want to save up and hope it comes down at the same rate so they meet in the middle.
For the charge of mutiny, it is
Still hate this scene.
Yeah.
stripped of rank. Hereby
It's
sentenced-
ominous
It's not
and not
Krypton.
Star Trek. Yeah, it's not good enough. Oh, here we go. Love the uniform colour.
Proximity alert.
Why is she getting blamed for all of the deaths?
Quite.
An organism that feeds on electricity.
Since when did we start numbering species?
Power systems.
Well, we didn't name
Bay
them.
doors open.
Unless it's the Vulcan desert.
Fast enough.
Oh, yeah, of course it would be.
Pilot's taken care of it. Warning. Safety tether disconnected. Warning. Autopilot.
Oh, they're screwed.
malfunction.
We're all gonna die. Okay.
How did the tether come out? Starfleet tether.
It doesn't mean it's a state-of-the-art Starfleet tether. There are ships other than the Enterprise. Let's remember this.
Okay, this
And
is
some of them are a bit knackered. The Constitution class would have.
It's just weird seeing a Starfleet officer just tumbling. Ooh.
Ooh.
There's a lovely class of ship. Really big hangar bay.
Those shuttles looked a bit next gen.
Eh. I'll live with that. Ooh.
Suddenly, this ship doesn't look so bad.
Still looks a bit dark. You know me, I like mine. We're not skipping the intro. Forget about pushing the button.
Damn it, Jim!
People commented that I wasn't paying attention during the first one.
It's because you weren't paying attention during the first one.
I've seen the intro. They still use Lightworks.
Light works, not light wave. And yes, they still use light wave.
I don't know, they're still using Huawei because there are people like you. Amiga!
Rules. All.
Since they're going really Klingon heavy during the intro, I think it's going to be a main runner for the rest of the theme. What do you reckon? The war with the
Yeah,
Klingons is going to run for the whole season?
Yes. I'm just wondering if we'll see any Romulans, but of course the Starfleet officers
actually,
can't see the Romulans.
I love the
unless
fact they
think they're
mentioned the
Vulcan.
Andorians, because that's the second time we've heard Andorians mentioned, because they mentioned the Klingons mention it, and they had the Federation mention. Well,
And we had the USS
Federation
Shran.
prisoners. Yeah. I'm really grooving to her uniform colour.
I can't think why.
I think it's weird that she's the only one got a com badge and it's got an insignia badge, but it's blank.
She's the only Starfleet person now. The others are just.
But she's a prisoner. So why has she got insignia?
Starship doing so far from the front.
Just before the chicken came, and hunger, need, and want disappeared. Of course, they're making a comeback now.
And my shuttle changed course halfway through the journey.
Maybe the universe hates waste.
Sir.
Question is, what am I going to do with you
That's what Sarek said.
when I put you in the brig? These are going to cure two preferences, huh? Till your vessel's repaired, you'll be assigned to quarters and put to work. I'm not a chauffeur, there's no free rides on my ship.
Oh, I like
Once
him.
a Starfleet officer, I will use you or anything else I can to achieve my mission.
Oh, I really like him.
Is that, sir?
To win the war, of course.
You do know that somebody out there is already making that bedding.
Classified.
Breath
This is
prints.
discovery. I recommend you find a stand.
Really?
Yeah, because you can read DNA.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Sorry, these stations, we have assigned seats.
Assigned stations on the starship. Breath prints on a starship.
Think about what this design was originally.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Burnham.